Willie D Live.
Now let's talk about this, fam. This is something that really nags me, man. This is something that I every time I think we might be making some headway, I think we might be going forward. You know, I'm talking about men and women. Because, look, man, we need each other. No matter what y'all think, we need each other. You know, without both of us, none of us are here. We need each other. You know? What is going on with these women who are saying that they need 6 figures from a man if he wants their attention? You want to be with me, you got to make 6 figures. I saw a video of 2 young ladies. Let me retract. They're young, but I don't want to say that they're ladies. They're not ladies. Just women. A guy on the street asked them, how much does a guy have to make a year to date them? One said 500,000. She said 500K. And then the other said 300K. Dude was like, 300K a year? Who makes 300K a year? She said, my boyfriend. He said, well, what does he work? And she said, Walmart. He works at Walmart. Guess what he does, fam? He's not a manager. He's not the CEO. He works at the cash register. He's a cashier. That's what she said. That's her words. He's a cashier. 300K at Walmart as a cashier. You know what this tells me, fam? This tells me that that woman has never worked a day in her life. This tells me that that woman has no idea of the value of a dollar. That's how you know she has no idea. She's clueless. Who comes up with these numbers? Who comes up with this? Like, who makes up these numbers? They just said 300,000. Where does that number come from? Like, what is she measuring that number? Are these like Zimbabwe notes or what? What's going on? How much a man should make a year? Enough to cover his basic needs. That's how much a man should make a year. Enough to cover his basic needs. That's at the minimum. That's the minimum, not the maximum. That is the minimum. Enough to cover his basic needs. Let me tell you something, fam. Some of these dudes out here got such low self-esteem that they'll allow themselves to get played by women like those. Even if I liked them more than anything, fam, I just couldn't allow myself to be used. Not like that. Now, let me back up. It's okay to be used. I just don't want to be misused. Everybody got to have a use. If I can't use you, what I need you for? Everybody got to have a use. You got to be useful. Or else there is no use for you. Those women make it hard on other women who have good intentions. I know there's a lot of good women out there, so I'm not going to fall for it. I see some of these guys out here with their blogs and saying stuff on YouTube about women and putting them all in the same category. I'm not going to do that because I do know too many good women. I know women. I know a lot of good women. Older women, younger women, and everything in between. I just know a lot of good women. And I'm not going to ever just take a brush and use a broad stroke to categorize women. I'll never do that. But I ain't no fool either. Women who behave like that, they're problematic because if a man leads with his wallet, he is going to set himself up for a lifetime of heartbreak. It's just like if you meet a woman in a strip club. You meet a woman in a strip club, you meet a stripper in a strip club. And you in there just pulling out your money and you just steady spinning. Every time she do something for you, you want to do something, you got to. If you mess around and try to make her a housewife, then your entire relationship is going to be transactional. She is going to hit you up every chance she gets. You lead with your wallet, you are going to fall behind in dignity. A lot of these women who think like those women do, here's what happens typically. They will jump out there and just try to handle men any kind of way. And men know how these women are, and what happens is that they use up the good man. And then eventually he'll end up being with another woman. Meanwhile, they're over here getting ran through, but they think they're being independent and they're liberated. So they're out here getting ran through, running, just partying, and spending money, buying bags and all this kind of stuff. And then the time comes where now they just want to be loved. They just want a good guy. And all of these guys are nothing. Damn what they did. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about how low down and dirty they were. All of the stuff that they did. They only focus on what they didn't get because it didn't turn out like they wanted it to turn out. How much money should a man make a year? This right here, fam, is the reason why there's so much mistrust. Well, it's one of the reasons. Because, look, it's enough blame to go around on both sides. Men got their issues, women got their issues. And I understand this, fam. I understand that, relationships ain't all about love. It's just not. I know some people want to believe that, but it's not. You do have to have paper in this world. You got to have some money. But making six figures or putting a certain amount of money, like, as a criteria? So if the man makes $300,000, he got to make $300,000 a year. So she's saying that if he comes home 1 year and he only makes $999.99, he got to go. That's basically what she's saying. And also, if that's what it's really about, the next guy who comes along who makes $301,000, he can get her. Because that's how she presents herself. That's what turns her on. That's what gets her to open her. That's what will provoke her to give you access. Fellas, don't do yourself like that, man. Don't do yourself like that. It ain't worth it, man. It is absolutely not worth it. I'll tell you again, fam. How much money does a man need to make a year? Enough to cover his basic needs. His basic needs. No more talk.